Researchers say that when hunting, coyotes can usually catch small prey such as mice and voles about every 20 minutes. An hour of walking this wind-blown tarmac has turned my hands and face numb. I think about the heat in my parked car. Before I go, I take a last look. While I wouldn't last long in this brutally cold environment, the coyote seems perfectly adapted. Its long, insulating fur keeps the coyote warm. Its sharp teeth and awesome speed keep it well fed. Through my binoculars, I see the coyote point its nose, sniffing the wind, every sense alert for the presence of food or the possibility of danger. Yellowstone coyotes have had something new to worry about over the last few years. In 1995 and 1996, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service reintroduced gray wolves from Canada into Yellowstone National Park. Biologists believe there are about 100 wolves in the park. Wolves compete with coyotes for territory and food. Gray wolves outweigh their rivals and will kill them on the spot if they discover them. The coyote I watched in the Lamar Valley of Yellowstone might be part of the long-term study on coyotes conducted by Dr. Bob Crabtree, chief coyote biologist in Yellowstone. Crabtree began his research in the park in 1989. Since wolves were returned to Yellowstone in 1995, Crabtree is focused on wolf-coyote competition and what reduced numbers of coyotes mean for Yellowstone's ecology. He estimates that since wolves were first released, more than 150 coyotes have been killed. Bob Crabtree and his team of researchers hope to answer some fascinating questions about coyotes in the Yellowstone ecosystem. Will coyotes have to change their territories, their social structure, or their diet in order to survive the pressures of the growing wolf population? Will coyotes be driven from Yellowstone entirely? Crabtree doesn't think so. He says coyotes will always survive, but at lower numbers, probably similar to the early 1900s, when wolves were common in Yellowstone. Wildlife biologists continue to study the competition between coyote and wolf, eager to learn how the story unfolds. In most places in the United States, coyote is top dog with few enemies. In certain national parks and wilderness areas, mountain lions and wolves kill coyotes. Thousands of coyotes are killed by cars every year throughout North America. A few years after watching that lone coyote hunt his winter breakfast, I returned to Yellowstone National Park in the summer to see firsthand wolf-coyote interaction. At twilight, on a midsummer's day, I stand with other wolf watchers in the Lamar Valley in the northern part of Yellowstone Park. This spot has become one of the best places in the United States to observe wild wolves in their natural environment and also to see wolves and coyotes interact. Just before the last light, someone in our group with eyes glued to the rim of her field glasses calls, "Wolves!" Binoculars rise and focus on 5 members of the Druid Peak wolf pack crossing a brush-covered ridge a half-mile away. Outlined against a reddening sky, a small band of elk beat a hasty retreat. In the last moments of light, we can barely make out 2 coyotes fleeing from the wolves. A silver sliver of moon hangs in a corner of sky, and frantic yips from the coyotes tell us that somewhere out of sight, wolves are beating up their coyote brethren. Coyote facts. Coyotes form packs like wolves, but they are not as long-term or as large. 4 or 5 coyotes come together in the spring to help raise the young pups. The parents are the alpha pair or lead members of the pack, and they, along with other pack members, gather food and babysit young. At a kill, the young wait until the parents eat. Pups usually leave the pack around 6 months of age. Unpaired adult coyotes may go through the winter as loners. Coyote facts. Dr. Bob Crabtree estimates that wolves kill about 20% of Yellowstone